Hi, we are Laureen, Natalia, and Bogi. I'm Laureen. And we are master students from three different countries. We met here in Denmark during our studies. So let's say we're sort of the Eurovision Academia. Und hallo, ich bin Laureen. Hey, my name is Laureen. I am from Germany and I am currently writing my master thesis as well, together with Bogi, who you are about to meet very, very soon. And besides working on my master thesis, which is also about Eurovision, I am working in the field of education, media education, political education, just trying to get young people to be more engaged within their society. And my dream would be a workshop with young people in my field on Eurovision. And since Eurovision says dare to dream, maybe that might work out in the future. So what really got me hooked on Eurovision was the contest in Vienna with the intro building bridges. It's something I have loved ever since and something that inspires me ever since to also do the job I'm doing. And yeah, so my favorite Eurovision song, if you might be interested, is quite the guilty pleasure. I would say it is Copula by Erik Saade.
Jó reggelt mindenkinek, Bogi vagyok. Or in other words, good morning everyone, my name is Bogi. So my whole Eurovision journey started when I was 11 or 12 and my classmate introduced to this very extravagant, crazy world of Eurovision, and we were obsessed with it. We were listening to all of the songs from like 2010 and 11, and after that we were every year watching it and critiquing the songs and the performances together. But throughout high school I somehow lost interest and I was focusing on other things. And now during university, Laureen got like reintroduced me to the world of Eurovision, and I realized like why I wasn't like listening and watching, why I wasn't paying attention to it, because it's so much fun still. I really enjoy it, the whole spectacle of Eurovision. So this is how I got back to it, and now we are writing our second project about Eurovision. If I have to choose my favorite song, it also ties back to my favorite moment of Eurovision, which was me writing on my Facebook feed about this artist, saying like please vote for her through to my friends, because I was so in love with that song and I just wanted it to get to the final and just to perform well at Eurovision. And this song was from 2011, and this song is from the legend, the icon, the queen of both Kati that she is, and the song name is What About My Dreams, or in Hungarian Szerelemért múlsz. And I think it's such an underrated song. It's a very good song, I think, and it's a very catchy song as well, that it just gets stuck in your head. So sorry about that if you're going to look it up and then listening to it.
Ciao, sono Natalia, and I have a confession to make. I wasn't always a Eurovision fan, but that all changed when I met Laureen, who opened my eyes to the magic of the contest. Our research on Eurovision has been so impactful that it even inspired the focus of my master's thesis, which I'm currently writing. While it isn't about Eurovision specifically, it still tackles topics like national identity and culture, which are concepts that are deeply intertwined with the contest. My Eurovision dream would be to explore how Eurovision and music competitions, like Sanremo for example, act as cultural bridges, connecting nations through music and influencing cultural and economic interactions. My all-time favorite Eurovision song has to be, I know it's gonna sound cliche, but it has to be Nel blu dipinto di blu by Domenico Modugno. It's just a classic that proves that sometimes all you need is timeless melody and a little bit of Italian charm. So, let's talk research. Our research explores how ethnic minority artists at Eurovision are perceived by the audience in terms of national identity and cultural representation. We focus on two key artists, Mahmood from Italy, who performed Soldi in 2019, and Pápai Joci from Hungary, who performed Origo in 2017. These performances offer a rich case study showcasing how ethnic minority artists navigate the delicate discourse surrounding national identity and cultural representation. Mahmood, with his Italian and Egyptian heritage, and Pápai Joci, a Romani artist, are emblematic of how minority artists at Eurovision challenge the traditional ideas of authentic national identity.
So these artists represented their countries at the Eurovision Song Contest, and we had some questions regarding that. Does their performances really reflect what national identity means today? And how does the audiences from Italy and Hungary reflect and respond to their music and their performance at the song contest? And we were also wondering if their performance and choice of music and lyrics are challenging the traditional notion of what it means to be authentically from a country.
As Eurovision is becoming increasingly digital and also global, and particularly through platforms like, well, mostly TikTok, but also YouTube, Instagram, we felt that it was critical to include the perspective of Generation Z, Gen Z. And I mean, these are the first digital natives born and raised in a globalized world. And this is why we used semi structured interviews with young people from Italy, from Hungary, ranging from 20 years to 26 years old, just to explore their perspectives. And some of them actually during the interview saw the performance of Mahmood and of Pápai Joci for the very first time. So we were also able to educate them a little bit. And yeah, then in addition to that, we also analyzed the performances in the grand final of Mahmood and also of Pápai Joci, just to focus on themes of identity, language, and multiculturalism.
The findings were interesting. Younger audiences, especially those from Generation Z, expressed greater appreciation or indifference toward ethnic minority artists. They tended to view these performances as more authentic and were more likely to embrace them for their cultural richness. Both Italian and Hungarian participants valued the use of their native languages in Eurovision performances. For them, language is like an integral mark of national identity, as it connects them both to the artist and their personal sense of belonging. Participants viewed the Eurovision Song Contest as an important platform for reflecting on national identity and cultural representation. They saw it as an arena where issues of diversity and societal change are laid bare for audiences, but also they expressed doubt that such performances alone could shift the broader societal views on ethnic minorities.
Our research also touched upon the theme of tensions within society, especially between younger people and older people, some sort of intergenerational divide. Many of the participants felt that not everyone, especially older people, might not agree with their views on the performance, on Eurovision, on multiculturalism, and on their countries. And yet they think that, well, a Eurovision performance alone won't change deeply ingrained societal attitudes, especially of those people who have different points of view. And what was also interesting is that when we asked the participants what constitutes their national identity, they both, like participants from both countries, Hungary and Italy, had a very fluent, hybrid, and inclusive view on national identity. It was not confined to ethnic heritage, but also included factors just like language, well, citizenship, which passport am I holding, and also food and things like that. So yeah, it's not really tied to this cultural heritage, but more something very practical, something that just comes the way. But also, some of the participants mentioned they struggle with their national identity or with the term national identity altogether. And they define themselves rather as European citizens, global citizens, a European. And that reflects also their broader, more inclusive, more hybrid understanding of belonging, and might also explain why the cultural background of the Eurovision performers, Mahmood and Pápai Joci, didn't really matter to them in any sense.
Why this research, you might ask? Laureen obviously loves Eurovision, and Natalia, as a true Italian, was watching Sanremo on the week when the idea was born. So they were trying to come up with an idea of what we should write the project about, and they went to the gym to stimulate their brain cells. So the idea was actually born in a gym. So imagine Laureen was lifting some weights, Natalia was walking on the treadmill, and they were discussing the news about Sanremo. Galia singer was performing a song called Italiano Vero, which means the true Italian, and people found this scandalous because he has a Tunisian background, and they were questioning his right to sing about this topic of being a true Italian. And after that, we had discussions about this topic, and the idea was born about focusing on minority representation at the Eurovision Song Contest in context of national identity.
And then later that day, we went to Bogie's apartment, as we kind of did every Sunday, probably to watch some sort of Danish reality TV show, dating show, or whatever it might be. And we reported our idea, and this is how a research project was born.
Our hope is that this research can spark more discussions about representation at Eurovision and in media at large. We want to highlight how the contest can be used as a tool to reflect on and challenge national identity, especially in today's globalized world. And also, we want to show our university and our fellow students how cool research on Eurovision can be. As a joke, kinda.
The three of us are literally united by music, even though we are not at the same location or in the same country even all the time. So thank you for watching and being part of it all. We are so excited to continue this discussion and conversation about Eurovision, national identity and cultural representation. So be nice to us when we meet in Basel, because Italy and Germany can still give you points at this song contest. And well, Hungary is working on it.